Hello, back again with another video, and I thought while Kano was busy this weekend and this week and I'm off to Wembley to watch Sunderland play, I thought I couldn't do a stealth camp, so I'd do something different. A food review, a food comparison. Now I do like a nice juicy steak, and I was walking around the Anderson Centre after a long hard day's graft in me old tattered and torn clothes, and I say Marks and Spencer's. So I thought, let's get a rib-eye steak for Marks and Spencer's. But I thought, let's first try Aldi. We'll pop to Aldi, and this one looks quite nice from Aldi. Just under £7. We'll do the comparison. £6.69 to be precise. It is a 227 grams, 40 days aged mature salt dry steak from Aberdeen Angus, 8 ounces. There we have it. And the other one is, of course, Marks and Spencer's, just over £7. £7.09. Now, the packaging, this one, Marks and Spencer's, this is the cheaper range in Marks and Spencer's. I thought, yes, I want something similar price as Aldi, and I want to test them and try them out. This is a British beef ribeye steak, 210 grams, slightly under, 17 grams less than the Aldi one. Remember, Aldi, £6.69, Marks and Spencer's £7.09. Looks more like a bit of a gammon, doesn't it? But anyway, it does say on the package though, it says, when I can read it, M&S is the only natural retailer who can trace all our beef back to every farm and animal, always British. So we're going to do a comparison. We're going to cook these, just like Gordon Ramsay would cook his. You can see for yourself, 100% British, salt dry, aged Angus Aberdeen 8 ounce ribeye steak, and it is 227 grams, and there's the best before date, and it's 40 days mature, as you can see on there, and that was £6.69 from Aldi. Now we'll move on to the British Marks and Spencer's British beef ribeye steak. There's the declaration on there about tracing every one back to its roots. 210 grams, and that was £7.09. So £6.69, 31 pence, 40 pence difference. Marks and Spencer's 40 pence more, and the Aldi one does look a nice one. That one looks like a cheap kind of gammon, but we'll test it. Now, to be fair, I've only ever had steak from the Co-op, pardon me, and Tesco's. Never been to Aldi before. Never been to Aldi for a long time. Never really shop at Aldi. Haven't shopped personally at Aldi. Years ago, my family used to, not me. Marks and Spencer's, that tends to be a treat. I tend not to go to Marks and Spencer's because, they have it like, they are supposed to be priced over the top on that. Marks and Spencer's, top of the range. You pay more for better quality at Marks and Spencer's. But do you? And you pay less at Aldi, better value. So do you go for the better quality or the better value? We're going to try it tonight. But before we get started on that, just had me parcel from Amazon. And I'll show you what I've got for me stealth camping. Got some camo. And for Wembley tomorrow, I got a fanny pack. A nice little fanny pack. I love a nice, tight fanny pack like that. Nice and tight. There we go. Anyway, I also got one of these from Marks and Spencer's. I thought it would be rude not to. A Czech beer. Don't get confused. I used to do in the olden days, I call it Czechoslovakia because they don't like that anymore. It's Czech, not Czechoslovakia. A lot of stuff went under the bridge in the olden days. But anyway, this is a Bohemian Regent Brewery. Bohemian Regent Brewery Czech lager. And it is 5%. Quick taste of this before we go and cook the steaks. That's quite nice. Right, so Mr. Ramsay suggested that to cook the perfect steak, we need to have pepper on the chopping board, nice bit of seasoning, a bit of salt on the chopping board too, and then we've got to soak that into the steaks. Before we start cooking the steaks, on the back of the Aldi one it says salt, dry, aged Aberdeen Angus, 8 ounce beef steak. Can't see that well there, can I? That's better. Selected from Aberdeen Angus Castle, expertly raised and cared for by Britain's most trusted farmers. Our specially selected Aberdeen Angus steaks have been salt dry, aged for 25 days, and a further mutation. I can't pronounce that word. Anyway, 40 days. An extra 40 days. Extra 40 days older, should we say. To deliver a deep flavour, a rich flavour, and the most tender eat for every bite you enjoy. Right. Now, it says a medium to be cooked for 7 to 9 minutes on the Aldi one. And on the Aldi one, it does have fat intake 19.8, which is 8.9 saturates. On the back of the Marks and Spencer's one, we do have a fat intake of 12.7 grams. So the Aldi is 19 grams fat and the Marks and Spencer's 12.7, saturates 5.6. So straight away, the Marks and Spencer's better for your arteries and better for your heart. So the Marks and Spencer's beef steak is better. Is betterer. Betterer? Is that a word? Betterer? No, I don't think so. I think I just make up words as I go on this channel. Anyway, it is better. So Marks and Spencer's is better for you, but these suggest that this tastes nicer. Right, we're going to start cooking these bad boys. They've been out of the fridge now for about 20 minutes to half an hour. And that's what Gordon Ramsay says you should do. So the Aldi steak has 18.8 grams of protein, where the Marks and Spencer's one, which is starting to fall apart already, has 21. It has more. Actually, it's got more. So what we'll soak in all the seasoning into both the steaks. As you can see, the Aldi one is pretty solid, and it's a good thickness as well, isn't it? A good thick bit of meat, that nice thick bit of meat, where the Marks and Spencer one has already got a bit of a, get your finger in, look, get your finger in the meat, got a hole in it. Right, so what we'll do, we'll suck that in now, we'll start cooking these bad boys. So I've got the olive oil in, them in, facing away from you. That's already got a big hole in, look, dropping the bits of Marks and Spencer one. Use some tongs. I'm going to put my garlic in. I've squashed it up. Even leave the skin on the garlic if you want. And we'll cook these. I like mine medium rare. As you can see, it's got a good bit of thickage on it. Nice bit of girth on that one. The Marks and Spencer's one is slightly smaller than the Marks and Spencer's one, but the Marks and Spencer's one has got more protein and less saturated fats in it. Turn it over. Get the grippage on that. There we go, 30 seconds done already. Now we'll go to another 30 seconds. Hoping I'll enjoy a bit of this. Tremendous. Another 30 seconds done. It's a minute. Get some garlic on top. Cook it in the garlic. Do like a little bit of paprika on mine. A little bit, mind you. A minute and a half. Now the Aldi one is shrinking, as you can see. It seems to be a bit of a shrinkage going on there. That's 2 minutes up. When we get some butter in, let that butter in. This is where the taste will change a little bit when this butter melts in it. We do the olive oil first with the garlic, and then melt that butter in it. Then eventually we'll tip the butter onto the steaks. Let's tip the juice and pour it on top of the steaks. The nice butter and olive oil all over the steaks, like such. Don't forget to get your garlic on there as well and give it a bit of a push. Shove that garlic in, rub it all over if you can. So there we have it, folks. I've let that sit for a good minute or so. Now I've got me 40-day mature Aldi. I've got me 20 odd day mature Marks and Spencers, but I've got my 20-year fork. Let's cut this up. Let's have a look at this. As you can see, yeah, that's nicely done. Medium, the way I like it. Now the Aldi one's a thicker meat. I don't know if it's tougher or what. That one is more, looking more rare. As you can see, that's rare. Medium rare. Medium rare and medium, because obviously the difference in the thickness. Look how thick the Aldi one is. Very thick indeed. And let's have a little look. The Marks and Spencer one is falling to bits, as you can see. But I mean, it's going to be cut up anyway, so it makes no difference. Where it's very, very tough, very solid, the Aldi one. Like I say, folks, I'm no Gordon Ramsay, but here's that Marks and Spencer one, as you can see. Let's have a taste of this one. Lovely and dripping. Very juicy. Very wet. You can taste the flavour of the butter. Not so much the garlic. The garlic's not as strong as I thought it would be. That's actually breaking up very nicely in your mouth, that one. Now here's the little. We'll look at the little one closer, in a closer depth. Like there's there. See, it's medium rare. Let's try a bit of this one then. Wow, that one is tougher to chew. Get some more of the Aldi one. Does taste nice though. Has got a nice taste. Aldi one. Yeah, I can see why they said that one needed a bit more time on the pan. 7 minutes for that one. Let's cut some more of the Marks and Spencers again. Marks and Spencers one's just falling apart though. But that's quite nice because it actually, on the first attempt, it tastes quite nice. Oh. That's very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, the flavour. You can taste the pepper, the garlic more so now. It's easy to chew up in your mouth. It's coming apart in your mouth. A lovely taste. Lovely season. One more go with the Aldi. Just be on the safe side. Fatty. Excuse me, folks. A big bit of fat in that there. My Aldi one's very fatty. Did say it was fattier. A bit of gristle, look. Big lump of gristle in that Aldi one. Well, let's have a look. The Marks and Spencer one. It's dropping a bit, but there's not much fat in the Marks and Spencer one. Bon appetit! I'm looking forward to this beauty. Very nice beer. 8 out of 10. Well, folks, that was a very fulfilling meal. I feel really full and I really enjoyed it. there's only one clear winner. Simples, one clear winner. And, you know, Marks and Spencer's has always been portrayed as, you know, very good quality product. More expensive than most, and you pay for the quality. Aldi, cheap, always come across as cheap, but good value for money. Now, for me, 2 steaks, similar price, Marks and Spencer 40 pence more, a little bit lighter. Aldi's shrank slightly in the pan. Marks and Spencer's split. Taste-wise, 10 out of 10. Marks and Spencer's. The taste was absolutely gorgeous. Now, whether the flavours soaked in more, whether it was already flavoured, the garlic, you know, the salt and pepper, the butter, it was superb. It melted in your mouth. You didn't have that chewiness where you felt like your teeth were going to fall out. It was beautiful. And, you know, it was cooked. It cooked a lot easier than the Aldi steak. And the fat content, low in saturates, high in protein. And there was no fat at all that I could find in the Marks and Spencer's ribeye steak. That's why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Aldi, well, disappointed with the Aldi one. It was bigger. It was in a better packaging. It was more, should we say, appetizing and good looking to the eye. You looked at it, you went, oh, that looks nice. I want that one. Oh, 40 pence less, heavier steak, good value. I want that one. But when you come to cutting it up and tasting it, well, the taste, both in the same pan, same juices over the top, same garlic, exactly the same. A little bit of paprika, I think it was. Exactly the same. But it was more bland. It was funny. The Aldi one was blander than the Marks and Spencer's. The Marks and Spencer's oozed flavour, seasoning. The Aldi one had nothing to give. I'm not saying it's disgusting. I'm not saying it's not worth buying. I'm just saying, because you're doing a comparison, there was no comparison. You could taste the difference. And I know I've said that before somewhere, but you could taste the difference. Aldi one was a lot more fat content. I felt myself chewing forever. I thought my false teeth were going to drop out at one point. But yeah, there was a lot more fat content, and I think there's more fat content than actually, I'm not going to say the packaging lies or anything, but when you think about the protein and the fats was 18, I think it was. I might be right, might be wrong. Protein was 18, for Aldi 21, for the Marks and Spencer's, and the fat content was higher in the Aldi one, and it was clear. Plain, you know, clear as the sunshine, the blue skies outside. 7 out of 10. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't disgusting, but you are chewing a lot longer. And when you chew a steak and you chew it, it is a thicker steak as well. So whether maybe the Marks and Spencer's one, maybe it's cooked better in the pan than the Aldi one. Maybe doing a bit of a disservice. But the flavour. Yes, the Marks and Spencer's one fell apart in the pan. So the flavours could have actually, you know, attached itself and oozed and soaked into the pan a lot more. Like I say, I'm no Gordon Ramsay. I could taste hell of a difference in the 2 steaks. You know, Marks and Spencer's, clear winner all day long, one winner, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. I'd definitely go back to Marks and Spencer's and buy that slightly smaller, slightly more expensive steak than the Aldi one. That's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts down below. You know, where's your favourite steak come from? What is your favourite steak? Would you buy, actually, I would never bought a ribeye steak, you know, more than a couple of years ago. Before, you know, I would never bought a ribeye steak. But now, I do like a nice steak, and with the vegetables and the potatoes, it's very nice indeed, with a bit of flavouring. I'm not a fan of peppercorn sauce. You know, I'd rather put a bit of gravy on it, to be honest, but I left it the way it was, and it was absolutely stunning. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Much appreciated. Cannot wait to go off to Wembley, and hopefully the lads get promoted to the Premier League. Like I said, no stealth camp this weekend, no videos with Keno, he's really busy. So I thought I'd do this one. It's something different. Let me know your thoughts down below if you've enjoyed the content tonight. Take care. God bless me. God go with you. We'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Goodbye.